Welcome to your personalized deep dive.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Today we're diving into some fascinating career advice. All translated from Chinese sources you shared with us.
Okay.
And it all revolves around how to look at your work experiences in a whole new light.
Interesting.
Even those moments that will make you kind of cringe.
I think we've all been there.
Right.
Definitely.
But here's the twist.
Okay.
These excerpts actually suggest that those so-called failures, they could be your secret weapon.
Oh, that's a powerful shift in perspective.
Isn't it?
Instead of just focusing on highlighting the wins.
Yeah.
These excerpts encourage us to reframe how we think about all our experiences.
I like that.
Even the ones we might prefer to keep buried deep down.
Exactly. Like those cringe moments could actually hold valuable lessons.
Absolutely.
So one of the sources, written by Dorothee, she dives into this by breaking work experiences into 3 types. The first, like the crown jewels of your resume.
Ooh, the good stuff.
She calls successful experiences.
Those are the projects that went smoothly, delivered impressive results.
Yeah, and Dorothee doesn't stop at just saying those are important.
She doesn't.
Nope, she gives specific advice on how to make these experiences shine on your resume.
I love that. Tell me more.
I think we all want our resumes to grab attention.
For sure.
What kind of advice does she give?
So she emphasizes using quantifiable data to really showcase the impact you made.
I see.
Instead of just saying, successfully launched a new product, she suggests saying something like, led the launch of a new product that resulted in a 20% increase in user engagement within the first quarter.
Ooh, I like that.
See? Yeah. For a marketing role, you could say, increased website traffic by 15%?
Makes sense.
Or for customer service, maybe reduced customer support tickets by 20%?
Oh, wow.
See how using specific numbers paints a much clearer and more impressive picture?
Absolutely. Yeah. Just throwing in those numbers makes it so much more compelling.
Right.
It's not just a statement.
Exactly.
It's proof of your impact.
Love it.
Okay, so that's how we handle the crown jewels.
The shining successes. Makes sense.
What about those times when things don't go quite as planned?
Well, Dorothee's next category is what she calls failure with learning experiences.
Okay.
And she argues that these are actually more common and valuable than you might think.
Hold on, valuable?
Yeah.
How can failing be valuable?
It's not about avoiding failure.
Right.
It's about what we learn from those experiences.
Okay.
And in fact, Dorothee even says that these are gold A for behavioral interview questions.
Oh, you mean the ones where they ask,
exactly.
Tell me about a time you faced a challenge.
Yes. So instead of trying to pretend like we've never messed up, we should actually be highlighting those moments.
Okay, that's starting to make sense.
It is.
So think about it from the hiring manager's perspective. They hear candidates saying, I'm a hard worker, a team player all day long.
All the time.
But someone who can own their mistakes, analyze what happened, and demonstrate how they grew from it.
That's someone who stands out. They're signaling they're not afraid to take risks and are committed to continuous learning.
That makes so much sense. But how do we actually talk about these failure with learning experiences
good question.
in a way that's positive and impactful?
Well, Dorothee shares a great personal anecdote about her own struggles with Instagram.
Really?
Initially, she was pouring tons of time into creating content, but wasn't seeing any results.
I've been there.
But instead of giving up, she took a course.
Smart.
Learned new strategies.
Nice.
And eventually figured out how to make IG work for her.
So in an interview, you could say,
exactly.
I was struggling with this specific problem. So I took these specific steps.
And ultimately achieved this positive outcome.
Exactly.
So it's all about owning the mistake.
Right.
Showcasing your problem-solving skills and emphasizing the learning and growth that came out of it.
Powerful stuff.
That's really powerful.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered the crown jewels.
The successes.
And the stepping stones.
The learning experiences.
Yeah. But I'm a little nervous about this next category.
Oh, which one?
What about those times when things go wrong? And we can't even figure out why.
Dorothee calls these unexplained failure experiences.
Right. It's like those moments where no matter what you try, things just don't work out. And you're left feeling completely defeated.
I hate that feeling.
But Dorothee argues that even these experiences aren't worthless.
It's a fascinating point.
Isn't it?
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Those moments when things just crash and burn.
Totally.
And we can't even figure out why.
It's the worst, But Dorothee believes that over time, as we gain new skills and perspectives, these unexplained failures can actually evolve into failure with learning experiences.
Wait, so you're saying that something that felt like a complete disaster a few years ago might actually hold valuable lessons now?
Precisely.
Wow, that's a really interesting way to look at it.
It is.
It's like those experiences are unpolished gems.
I like that.
They might not look like much on the surface, but with a little polishing, they can reveal hidden value.
Absolutely.
Can you give me an example of what this transformation might look like?
Absolutely. Dorothee shares a personal example of moving from a senior product manager role into a leadership position. Initially, she felt totally overwhelmed.
I can imagine.
And even questioned whether she was cut out for management.
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah.
Those transitions can be so tough.
They can be.
Especially when you're stepping into uncharted territory.
Absolutely. But here's the key.
Okay.
She didn't let those initial struggles define her experience.
Oh?
She sought out resources.
Okay.
Like content from a YouTuber named Katie.
I've heard of her.
Who focused on management and leadership skills.
Cool.
And she eventually reframed the whole experience as a valuable learning opportunity.
Okay, that's starting to click for me.
Good.
So even those moments where we feel like we're drowning can actually become stepping stones in our career journey.
Exactly. And that ties into another powerful point that Dorothee makes about the nature of strength and resilience.
Go on.
She argues that true strength isn't revealed when everything is going smoothly.
Interesting.
It's in those moments of adversity.
Okay.
When resources are scarce, deadlines are looming.
Oh, yeah.
And the pressure is on that our real capabilities shine through.
That's so true. It's not about having a perfect track record.
Right.
It's about how we handle those curveballs that life inevitably throws at us.
And she emphasizes that all of these experiences, the triumphs, the stumbles, the moments that leave us scratching our heads.
Oh, yeah, those
contribute to our unique toolkit.
I like that.
They shape our skills, our perspectives, and ultimately our ability to navigate the ever-evolving landscape of our careers.
Okay, this is all making me think differently about those so-called failures.
I'm glad.
It's like we need to stop viewing them as blemishes on our resumes.
Totally.
And start seeing them as valuable learning opportunities. Or even hidden gems.
Exactly. And Dorothee even includes a powerful quote.
Does she?
That I think really drives this point home.
Oh, I love a good quote.
It says, and I'm paraphrasing here, that our true strength is revealed not in the absence of difficulty, but in how we handle it.
Wow, that's really resonating with me.
Yeah.
It makes me think about how much time we spend trying to present this perfect polished image of ourselves, especially in our professional lives. But maybe it's time to embrace the messiness, the imperfections, and recognize the value in every experience.
I think so.
Even the ones we might rather forget.
It's fascinating to consider that those experiences we initially perceive as setbacks might actually hold the key to unlocking our greatest potential.
Interesting.
They force us to adapt, to learn, and to develop resilience in ways that success alone simply cannot.
Okay, I am so on board with this idea of reframing those so-called failures as assets.
Me too.
But how do we actually do that?
Good question.
How can we take a moment that felt like a failure and turn it into something we can leverage in our careers?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think it leads us to a really important point that Dorothee makes about self-reflection and analysis.
Okay, tell me more.
I'm all ears. She suggests that taking the time to really dissect those challenging experiences can be incredibly valuable. It's not about dwelling on the negative or beating yourself up for mistakes.
No, I get that.
It's about asking yourself some tough questions.
Like what kind of questions?
Well, for starters, think about a specific experience that felt like a failure at the time. What were the specific challenges you faced? What decisions did you make and why?
Okay.
What were the outcomes?
Both positive and negative.
Exactly.
Okay.
And most importantly, what did you learn from the whole experience?
So it's almost like conducting a post-mortem on that experience, but with a focus on extracting the valuable lessons and skills that we might not have recognized at the time.
Exactly. And once you've identified those lessons, think about how they might be relevant to your current or future career goals.
So, for example, Maybe that project that went off the rails actually taught you valuable lessons.
Might have.
In time management or communication.
For sure.
Or maybe that job interview that felt like a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Helped you identify areas where you needed to strengthen your skills.
It's like that saying.
What's that?
Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
And sometimes those learning moments are disguised as failures.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And those learning moments, those moments of growth and adaptation are what ultimately make us stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to navigate the complexities of our careers.
Okay, this is all starting to feel really empowering.
I know, right?
It's like we have this whole treasure trove of experiences just waiting to be mined for valuable insights.
I agree.
But how do we actually bring those insights into our job search? Do we just casually mention our failures in interviews?
That's where framing comes in.
Okay, so not just blurting it out.
No, it's not about announcing, hey, I failed at this.
Got it.
It's about weaving those experiences into your narrative.
Okay.
In a way that highlights your growth, resilience, and problem-solving skills.
Can you give me a specific example of how to do that?
Of course.
Let's say I completely bombed a presentation at a previous job.
Okay, I see.
How could I reframe that experience in a positive light during an interview?
Well, instead of focusing on the negative...
Like I mess up the presentation.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Focus on the actions you took to address the situation and what you learned.
I see.
You could say something like, I gave a presentation that didn't go as well as I'd hoped.
Okay.
Afterwards, I took the time to reflect on what I could have done differently. I realized that I needed to work on my public speaking skills. So I enrolled in a course and practiced extensively.
Good for you.
As a result, I'm now much more confident and effective when presenting to groups.
That's brilliant. You've completely shifted the focus from the failure itself.
I have.
Yeah, to the positive actions you took.
Right.
And the skills you developed as a result.
Yeah.
It's like you've turned a potential negative into a strength. And by framing it this way, you're demonstrating self-awareness.
Yes.
A commitment to growth. And the ability to learn from your mistakes.
All highly desirable qualities.
Right.
In any candidate.
Okay. I am loving this new perspective.
Me too.
It's like we've been given permission to embrace the messy, imperfect reality of our career journeys.
Yeah.
And see those so-called failures not as roadblocks, but as detours that ultimately lead to greater growth and learning.
And remember, this isn't just about landing a job.
Oh, it's bigger than that.
Yes. Okay. It's about developing a mindset that empowers you to embrace challenges.
Yeah.
Learn from your experiences and continuously evolve throughout your career.
So to bring this all back to you, our listener.
Yes.
What experience from your own career comes to mind after hearing all of this?
Think about it.
Is there a project that went sideways? A job that didn't work out? Or a moment where you felt like you were in over your head?
Take a moment to reflect on that experience.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel at the time?
What were the challenges you faced?
And most importantly, what did you learn from it?
I bet if you really dig deep,
you'll
discover some hidden gems in there.
Maybe.
Some skills or insights that you might not even realize you gained from that experience.
It happens all the time.
And once you've identified those gems, think about how you can polish them up.
Right.
And showcase them on your resume, in your cover letter, and during interviews.
Good idea.
Here's your challenge.
Okay.
I want you to grab a notebook. Think back on your career and pinpoint one experience that felt like a failure at the time.
Okay.
Now, look at it through the lens of everything we've discussed today.
Take another look.
I bet you'll find some hidden gold in there.
Remember, it's not about dwelling on the past, or beating yourself up for mistakes.
No.
It's about recognizing that every experience, even the tough ones, has something to teach us.
And those lessons, those hard-won insights, are what truly shape us as professionals.
They really do.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
I
want to leave you with a sense of encouragement and empowerment.
I like that.
Your career journey is uniquely yours.
It is.
Embrace the highs and the lows, the triumphs and the setbacks, because they all contribute to the incredible tapestry of your professional life.
Remember, it's not about striving for perfection. It's about embracing the journey, learning from every experience, and using those insights to fuel your growth and development.
You've got this.
You do.
And who knows? That so-called failure might just hold the key.
It might.
To unlocking your next big career win. You never know.
You've been given some incredible insights today.
Right.
Drawn directly from the material you gave us.
From those Chinese sources.
Yeah. We explored the power of reframing experiences, the importance of using quantifiable data, and we even talked about the hidden value in even the most challenging moments.
It's pretty amazing.
Now it's your turn to apply these concepts to your own career journey.
So go out there, embrace those experiences, and keep diving deep.
Until next time.